Yeah, this is a jazz joint.
Air it out. I had to clear it out, clear it out. I feel like Superman and tear it down. Call as a quarterback and send him out. I feel that air it out, air it out. I had to clear it out, clear it out. I feel like Superman and tear it down. Call as a quarterback and send him out. Take off. I'm on a rocket, a space dog. Bought a new car from Elon, wanna race. I've been asking how long is it gonna take. I've been cracking the code, had to break it safe. I've been riding my wrongs, had to change my ways. I was stuck in one place, so I had to shake. They try holding me down, but I found my way. Riding rich and so bicycle, love me. Ride away, then my heart went on ice again. Find the balance, my patience been going thin. In the field every day till I reach the end. I've been up on your side like we out of bounds. Ain't no way that they think that it's stopping now. I've been waiting for my turn to come around. I've been waiting for my turn to come around. Air it out, air it out. I had to clear it out, clear it out. I feel like Superman and tear it down. Call as a quarterback and send him out. I'm finna air it out, air it out. I had to clear it out, clear it out. I feel like Superman and tear it down. Call as a quarterback and send him out.
Hey, 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 hey. What's up, football fans, and welcome to the Air It Out podcast brought to you by none other than Inside the Hashes. I'm your humble host. My name is Avery Collins, and I am joined by two phenomenal people and phenomenal analysts, if I do say so myself. To the left, I have none other than the one, the only, the CEO himself, Mr. Jerome Jones. Say what's up to the people, man. How you been?
What's up? What's up? I am doing terrible, but bye, Sharon. I'm just saying.
Yeah. All right. All right. All right. Yeah, listen, I know this. I know this ain't the RPO, but I gotta ask. Let's just give a, because I know some people have been fiending for the college football podcast to come back, and they've been like, man, where's the Inside the Hashes takes on the, real quick, if you could just give us a little bit of your thoughts on two things. Three things, but real quick, it's got to be brief. Three things: the college football playoff landscape, Notre Dame's decision to forego their bowl game, and head coach Sharon getting fired by Michigan. Real quick, just briefly talk to the people real quick.
People are mad about the playoffs, and understandably, but you gotta understand. One, they have a system. It's a system now that we all gotta abide by. That's one. Two, you gotta, yeah, Braxton, and I'm not saying that the system is right. The system is not right, but there is a system in place.
The system says it don't matter how many wins you got or how many losses you got. We play in the SEC.
Pretty much. I'm not saying it's right, but I feel you. But yeah, I mean, listen, Alabama got the nod. People are mad about it. Avery, I know you're an Alabama guy, but come on, man. That looked pretty bad. That game looked pretty bad, and y'all still got it. I hear it. I hear the noise. I hear it.
We didn't.
Nobody wants to see Tulane in or wherever the other two teams are in. Nobody wants to see those games, but there is a system in place. There's a reason why it is what it is, and I do feel bad for Notre Dame, but I feel this is a political move as well. Notre Dame, they're independent. They've been independent for a while, and they've been getting done because they've been independent. So they're trying to push a narrative. They're trying to push them into that either ACC or Big Ten. I think it's not right. But at the same time, you have a playoff system. It is what it is. And you got to understand Notre Dame is going to get some flack for it because they don't play a championship game. And they're not going to – and it's even with the NFL right now. It's a what have you done for me lately? And they haven't played a game last week. So everybody's looking at the games that get played, and then, that happens. So, Notre Dame, y'all know y'all gotta do a little bit better. You know what I mean? I was rooting for Notre Dame, I really don't blame them for opting out. I mean, a lot of the guys are gonna be opting out anyway. The players, they got a lot of players that are looking at the NFL right now. A lot of good players. And I would too, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. It's at this point, if you're not in the playoffs, you're pretty much having the extra practice at this point. To be honest, like it's an extra practice to see how you're gonna do next year with all your guys that are underneath. And the other thing too, half of them guys are probably not gonna be starters because you bring in transfers and stuff. So it's a part of the nature. But
lastly, you're a Michigan fan.
Mm-hmm.
It's go blue for you every day. It's up in the stuff. Your coach, he's out of there. I mean,
yeah. I hate it. Okay. And my initial feelings when I seen it was like, holy crap. Then I thought about it for like 2 seconds, and then that second report came in, and because I was kind of late on the news, so I didn't initially see the news until I got home. So I was probably like an hour off of it. I seen a second report of what he did, and I was like, shoot, if that's true, it is what it is. I can't be mad about it. I can't cry about it. I personally don't think he was the greatest coach. He didn't really develop his quarterback right way. And looking at how the Ohio State game went, Bryce Underwood was looking very underwhelming. He didn't push the needle when what's the other coach name? I forget his name right now. Not Wink, the other one. When Sharon got suspended and the other coordinator played, Bryce Young looks way better in those games. Way better. It was like 3 games that Bryce Young
Piff
looked
or
way better.
Bit or something like that.
Biff.
Thank you. Yes, there you
go. So for me as a Michigan fan, I'm not overly worried about it, other than the recruiting. He's a phenomenal recruiter. A lot of those recruiters like them. I am a little scared that Bryce Underwood might leave, but at the same time, he's been with the team. More worried about the players that haven't been with the team already. But I think it's all going to start with Bryce Underwood. If Bryce Underwood stays, then some of those recruits probably going to stay because they wanted to play with him too. So we'll see.
All right, Coach, talk to the people, man. Say what's up.
First off, this is a sad podcast right now, y'all. I'm only saying this because, like,
wounded birds.
Oh, all of our birds is like
the wounded birds
eating up, broken wings, like
wounded birds.
Guys, and I'm taking offense to this. I'm taking real offense to this. Whether it's meltdowns by our teams, whether it's injuries to our teams, whether it's the cheatingness of saying that 2 feet in the end zone.
Stop it.
Sorry. Little upsetting. But hey, I'm here with the guys. Here we talk about football. We all good. I mean, just we on the IR team right now, y'all. We a little IR. Okay, we gonna get back. It's all about the bounce back, y'all. All about the bounce back.
Yeah, man. Very, very interesting. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, listen, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. We're going to jump into our first topic of the day, and it kind of flows into what Coach was alluding to a little bit, and that's unfortunately one of us on this podcast suffered an extreme loss in overtime on Monday Night Football. Of course, I'm talking about the resident Eagles fan here, Mr. Darren Braxton. Mr.
That's good. That's good. I understand.
You must have heard my wife close by or something. Hey,
I understand.
I understand.
I mean, the CEO, Mr. Jerome Jones, suffered a pretty tough loss. In Week 14 in overtime against the LA Chargers. I mean, extremely competitive game. It's one of those games where it's defensive driven. Those are the type of, when I talk about a defensive football game, that's exactly what I'm talking about when I say I want to see a defensive football game, man. Like, not something where it's 3-0. I mean, like, where it's like there's some scoring, so there's some excitement, and everything keeps you bought in and drawn in, man. So I'll start with Coach. I want to know what's your thoughts about Monday Night Football, and what did it mean, I guess, in the grand scheme of things in the NFL?
That right there. I really wanted to make sure that was said because that's exactly how I'm feeling right now. That was pretty tough to watch. That was pretty tough to see, and I'm pretty sure I said this in the group chat, y'all. This is the weirdest year of football I've been able to watch in the last couple of years. Like, you got guys that don't do this. Just it was like Jalen Hurts said, you know what? I'm not going to play football. I'm just going to do stuff tonight. Let's see what happens. Because that didn't look like Jalen Hurts to me. Like, Jalen Hurts is usually composed. Yes, he might miss a few throws here and there. He might, make a bad play here and there. That's football. But to see him play the level he did on Monday was crazy. It was honestly crazy to see. Four picks and a fumble loss. That's not him. One thing I know about Jalen Hurts, he knows how to take care of the ball. And it was, yes, great defensive game. Love to see it. The back and forth picks. It was great to see, but man, sorry. It's still weird to see a guy like Jalen Hurts throw for 4 interceptions and and lose a fumble in one game. He's not Jared Goff. He's not Justin Herbert in the playoffs. Like, it's just bad. But listen, in the grand scheme of things, it does not kill their playoff hopes. It doesn't stop the fact that they're number one in their division. So, Eagles, y'all fire Patullo. Y'all be all right. Fire him. Y'all be all right. Like, I know what it is. I live in Philly. I had one of the bands to this world in the same household as me. I know what needs to happen. He got to go.
I have my thoughts about that, but Mr. CEO, I'll let you go.
I had to have my little bracelet on this week. I got this from a customer in my job. You know what I mean? I had to keep this on because this first part said be strong, because I had to be strong this week. It was a rough week, and I understand and I hear what you're saying about in the grand scheme of things, it don't hurt our playoffs, but it do, and here's why. All season long, what we've been talking about with the Eagles, the offense can't get it together. Offense not looking good. Offense been off. And my thing is, Jalen Hurts, who is normally the reason why we're not losing, was the reason why we lost that game. And the offense still didn't look like it was clicking. The offense still is in shambles. Offensive line still getting injured. Wide receivers still looking trash. And I don't want to put all this on Jalen Hurts. Yes, Jalen Hurts is the catalyst of why that game was as bad as it was. I don't want to put it all on Jalen Hurts either. I want to put a little bit on A.J. Brown, because my man is screaming for the ball, asking people, hey, I want to be the person to win games. I want to get the ball in my hands. The last 3 games, this man had over 100 yards each of these games. And each of those games that he had 100 yards, the team lost. Coincidence? Also, in that game, A.J. Brown dropped not 1, not 2. Come on, pick back on the screen. Not 1, not 2, not even 3. This man dropped 4 passes in that game, one of which got intercepted, and one of which should have been a touchdown. So, for me, I'm like, look, the sky's not falling because we still have a chance. And there's a couple of weak games that we can kind of ride the ship a little bit. But again, if we lost because of the defense this game, I would have been happy. Like, not happy, but I've been like, hey, we still got a chance because the offense at least looked better. But we've been riding on the defense the entire game, and I love watching the defensive game. Don't get me wrong. I was excited the entire game until that last play, obviously. Like, it was an exciting game for me. But looking at it in a sense of, all right, we have a 90-plus something chance to get in the playoffs right now. And our offense can't get it together. It's looking like a one and done right now in the playoffs. I can't even be excited to be like, hey, we still have a chance in the playoffs with our offense looking like this. Now we got four more games to against some teams, so we'll see. When we'll get it together, this will be the spark plug. You know what I mean? Even though it's not the greater teams, it might be a little spark plug. But I can't go into the playoffs right now and feel confident about this team at all. And that's my problem with this team. It's not a Jalen Hurts thing. It's not an AJ Brown. It's the entire offense. Starting with that offensive line, starting with the coordinator that's calling plays. Those two things are the bigger things to me.
So I'm gonna agree with your last statement majorly. Here's how I see it. And to Brandon's question, do we still feel like the offensive scheme is lacking? Absolutely, yes. Right. I don't think that the offense has clicked just yet. I don't think the scheme has clicked just yet. I don't think that they're executing, and I don't think everybody's on the same page of what the offensive coordinator wants from them in the offense. Right. So I'll start here. Number one, with the offensive coordinator, I do not believe he needs to be fired. Here's the reason I say that. I'm tired of seeing young quarterbacks. Granted, Jalen is not necessarily young anymore, but stop changing their coordinators all the time. That's the reason that we see these guys regress. That's the reason we see these guys be uncomfortable. That's the reason we see these guys panic because they're not comfortable with the system. Let him work. We saw early with Matt Ryan and Kyle Shanahan, it wasn't working until Matt Ryan finally got on the page with what Kyle Shanahan was trying to put down. It's like, oh, okay, I get it now, right? Matt LaFleur with Aaron Rodgers, Matt LaFleur with Jordan Love, right? Arthur Smith with Aaron Rodgers. It takes time for people to get bought into the offensive scheme and understand it. Even look at Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, right? 0-2, and now they could have been the number one seed. You know what I'm saying, right? It takes time for people to understand, to get bought in, and all those different things. So I don't believe he should need to be fired. I do think he needs to adjust, right? I think he needs to adjust some things, but I don't think it's holistically his fault. The bigger glaring issue for me is, in fact, the offensive line. The offensive line has been in shambles. Not having Lane Johnson, Cam Jurgens constantly being in and out of the lineup. I believe
Dickerson's been injured.
Dickerson's been injured in and out of the lineup. I believe Malata, I think he missed some time this season as well, right? So
he came back real fast.
He did, but I'm just saying there's been time missed, and so there's some fluctuation there on offense, and that inconsistency. Games are won in the trenches. It begins in the trenches, especially with a team like Philadelphia, who's known for having a phenomenal offensive line. You bring in Saquon Barkley, he's able to run. I mean, he's still a threat, right? When you don't have that, it kind of hinders some of the things that you can do offensively. Yes, we saw Saquon kind of get back into that rhythm, get back into that groove the last game, which is why the game remained competitive despite the turnovers from Jalen Hurts. But even with it, it was like a big play that sparked it. It wasn't consistent. Just, hey, we're gonna feed Saquon and he's gonna do right. So I think that is the bigger issue. Yes, I agree though. Jalen Hurts absolutely had a terrible game. He's due, right? He had one pick going into that game for the entire of the season. He was due to have a bad game, right? So it was a situation where, again, the point I'm making is not a lot of picks, right?
Not a lot, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like. So he was due for a bad game. Every quarterback has it. I don't care who you are. Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, you're going to have a bad game. It happens, right? So he's due for a bad game. I do agree with the AJ Brown take as well. A lot of the drop passes. The issue for me the most, though, was the Gator arms that led to an interception. That was the biggest one for me because I'm like, hey, man, you 6'1", 220. You're not allowed to have Gator arms. You have to go get that ball, bro. You're a physical threat because you know who's not getting Gator arms in that situation, and he's 170 pounds. Devontae Smith is not getting Gator arms in that situation. You cannot allow that to be what we see on tape. Devontae Smith is like, I'm going to go after whatever football. Like, I don't care if I get
Tell
hurt.
her to put a comment in there, because I know she's listening. Tell her to put a comment. She's listening. I know. I see you looking over. I see you looking over.
You know?
Listen.
So my
all I will say is I just see the head shaking, so I don't know if it's agreements or I don't know if this is the communication. But
Hey, listen. So my thing is, there are some issues, yes, obviously on the offense, and I think that they obviously need to get fixed. But I will say I don't necessarily agree with the take that they're one and done in the playoffs. And here's why. That defense is absolutely phenomenal. They played phenomenal without Jalen Carter. Let's not forget, Jalen wasn't even on the field. That's right? True. So I think that defense is phenomenal, and defense wins championships. We've seen mediocre offenses win football games with phenomenal defenses, right? So that's the first thing. And like I said, I think that bad game is out of the window for Jalen Hurts. Like, it's like, all right, we got it out the window. Let's keep it moving. The second reason is defensively, outside of the Packers, I don't know of a team in the NFC that scares the Philadelphia Eagles from a defensive standpoint. You're not going into a playoff game saying, man, that Bucs defense.
The Rams?
Not really. You're thinking about the front four, but if your offensive line is healthy, you don't care at all. Because the back end, you're not scared of that secondary at all. You're not scared of that secondary at all. If you look at the Bears, you're looking at it again, a situation where it's like, all right, that front seven is and if Jalen Johnson is there, okay, maybe, but not 100% because there's some continuity issues that they have, particularly on the back end. Detroit with the injuries, with Brian Branch going out for the season, Terrion Arnold out for the season. It's just like, okay, well, if we get Lane Johnson back, Aiden Hutchinson and Lane Johnson can kind of work that out, and then Aiden Hutchinson and Mailata can kind of work that out. We might be able to skate through with that.
If the playoffs ended right now, the Eagles will be playing the Seahawks.
And so again, now
the Seahawks.
Right. So now, like I said, outside of the Packers and the Seahawks, those are the teams. And the reason I don't believe the Seahawks will be as big of a threat as the Packers is one main reason.
I lie. I'm sorry. It will be the 49ers. It'll be the 49ers. I lied.
And again, the 49ers, as good as they are and they're holding water without Nick Bosa, without Fred Warner, I'm not a huge. But the reason I don't believe in the Seahawks as a huge threat defensively, because we saw in that Bijan Robinson get busy on that Seahawks defense, and our offensive line is not as good as a healthy Eagles offensive line. So if y'all get healthy, I can get busy. The Evil Empire has returned Patriots Nation.
Oh my God! All right.
I'm not even mad at you.
Can we block him? Can we block him?
I'm not mad at you.
I'm joking.
And we will get there. Thank you.
Are we back to this now? Are we all supposed to be scared of the Patriots or something?
Hey, listen. We're gonna save that for
Can I make 3 quick points real quick? Because I talk to my Eagles fans real quick too.
Please do.
One, thanks for putting in the light for me, because I did forget that Jalen Carter is out right now. Lane Johnson should be back. Jalen Carter should be back by the playoffs, so that helps. I will say that will help. So appreciate that. One, the running game was not that great because the offensive coordinator decided not to run. Because if you look at the with Saquon's stats, and it looks pretty good when you look at it, but honestly, all that came off of a fake tush push, gadget play. Exactly. You can't rely on the gadget play all the time. So I'm not gonna say that's a thing. AJ Brown, yes, dude was not blocking well because he could have sprung some runs. Honestly, he wasn't. He had some lazy routes. Like you said, he could have caught that ball. Yes, Jalen Hurts lobbed it a little bit. Yes, Jalen Hurts was under pressure when that happened. When your quarterback's in trouble, he expects his wide receivers to help out. You don't sit there and half grab that ball and then let it go behind you and let a DB pick it. So AJ Brown had a lot to do with a lot of stuff in that game as well. Sometimes if AJ Brown is not running his hard routes and Jalen Hurts is looking at him, he has to stop what he's doing and look a different direction.
And I will say this. Shout out to AJ Brown for taking full accountability. Because here's the other thing. I don't think people a lot of times people in media, i.e. us, will trash a guy or we'll say, oh, this is that. And it's like, we won't acknowledge the good though. Like the good was like, he did have over 100 yards. And the better was the fact that he owned up to, hey, I didn't perform up to par. I dropped a touchdown that I usually catch. I didn't catch a football that I normally catch. Even he admitted on the out route where Jalen sprinted and threw it and he tried to one-hand it. He said, I should have caught that ball. Absolutely no, you was not going to catch the ball. That was a bad pass. But he owned up to it. He took accountability. So I want to say shout out to AJ Brown.
Maybe he didn't run that route well. And I'm going to watch a little bit more tape on that. After I get, I needed some couple of days to not think or talk about the Eagles. One last point. I got you, Darren. And I'll shut up right after this. But Eagles fans, shut up. You are not going to bench your starting quarterback after one, maybe two bad games. He had some okay games. He only had two bad games this year where he turned the ball over a lot, and it was the last two games. You're not benching your starting quarterback going into the playoffs talking about maybe you should start Tanner McKee. Shut up. And I'm so tired of the Philadelphia media because they be egging this on WIP. Yeah, I'm calling you out, WIP. Stop putting this stuff in these guys' heads. Man, we're not – the whole bench Jalen Hurts stuff is the dumbest thing I heard. My boy Lewis, I hope you listen. Because, boy, I feel like, there's so much I can roast you on. There's only an hour and a half podcast. So there's so much I can roast you on. I'm going to let you guys talk. I just want to say that. Eagle fan, shut the hell up.
Real quick, Coach. I want to touch on this. Justin Herbert got sacked 7 times, plays with a broken arm, hand, and still won against the Eagles. They are in trouble. I would normally agree with you, JP Pitts, 12. I would normally agree with you outside of the fact that, number one, like I said, everybody's do a bad game. Jalen had a bad game. And two,
against a number one defense, by the way.
Right. And then two, the reality is I think Justin Herbert's offensive coordinator and him are on the same page. Right? So I think that plays a part into it. But Coach, I'll give you the last say here.
All right, so I'm gonna make this very, very clear. I want to be very clear when I say this. Oh, that's hilarious. First off, Justin Herbert's average yard of attempt 5.3. Let's start there. I get he got sacked 7 times. We all just stated that this is a defensive game completely through and through. But what we not about to do is make it seem like this man was super crippled. Yeah, he had a messed up hand, not broken arm, but a messed up hand.
Not throwing
hand at that. And if we really want to say that, we just saw, unfortunately, this old man play with a messed up hand, almost a cast on his hand, and catch a pass somehow. So we're not going to make it seem like having one hand is going to hurt you. Mm-hmm. But again, 5.3 yards. Your longest completion was a running back dump off.
Bro,
let's be real.
The defense, the offense was giving them so many yards in that game, bro. The offense.
Let's be real.
And there was a miss kick too.
Those are what won the Chargers the game. The coaching and the defense completely. But I will say this though. You know what?
I mean, I think
get her on the podcast. Get her on the podcast. Get her on the podcast.
I think that says it all. Get her
on the podcast. He started all 3 of us, bro.
Listen. That says it all.
I'm gonna finish with this last statement, y'all. Avery, we don't normally agree on much, but the biggest thing that they have been missing, and it has been showing all year long, is the offensive line. Yeah, it does not matter how you want to play it or anything else, because no one else on that entire team can do their job without that offensive line. D-line, cool. You don't need others to really get open. You can win your one-on-ones. But that O-line, they have to gel. They have to be on one page because they're never seen as one individual person. They are seen as a unit. And when one does bad, the entire line does bad. Does not matter how great you are on the outside, but if the inside is terrible, your O-line will be destroyed. Your outside is terrible, your inside is good, you will be destroyed. Does not matter what level of football you are at, whether it's Pee-wee, whether it's high school, whether it's collegiate, or in the NFL. Your O-line is not there. They're not gelling. They're not together. That is a bad recipe, period. Eagles have seen this all year long. A lot of the teams have seen it, and you see what their records are.
Yeah.
Teams like Detroit, teams like the Packers, teams like the 49ers, their O-lines have been intact for the most part and doing well. And you see what they have been able to do.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
One quick little tidbit, because I know we gotta move on. One quick little tidbit that nobody even mentioned yet, and I'm gonna slightly defend the coaches just a little bit. Those penalties are bad. Our penalties are bad, and it's not that we get penalties; it's the worst timing penalties. We got a touchdown that got called back for it. We got a holding call on that. I'm not gonna say it was the rest, but I'm gonna put it on us. We need to stop with the penalties because it's the most untimely penalties are killing us all season long. I know you guys are not Eagles fans. I watch every single Eagles game. The penalties are the worst timely penalties that we had for like the last 5 years.
I'll say this in that regard, and we'll go ahead and move to our next topic. One would say that penalties are a result of coaching.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll put that out there. But we're going to move into our next topic, okay? And we're going to introduce a new segment, ladies and gentlemen, all right? It's a new segment here at the Air It Out Podcast, and that is the Game of the Week. Each one of us is going to pick a game that we want to highlight from this past week, and we want to talk about it. I'm going to see some very, very interesting takes, I believe, once we kick this off. So I'm going to start with Coach. I want to know, for you, what is the game that you want to highlight and you want to talk about from this past weekend and or maybe even Thursday?
So Thursday Night Football was nice and all, yeah. Cowgirls lost. You gotta love to see it. You gotta love to see it. But that's not the game I really want to talk about. I can't give them the credit. Like, thank you. Come on, man. The Cowgirls lost. What can be better? So, Texans. That mattered more than any other game that I've seen for me and the AFC. And I'll explain why really quickly. The Chiefs, the Texans, the Ravens, the Steelers, all those teams were in that little muddle. And you already kind of see how it's starting to unfold. And right now, having the Ravens out of the playoffs, the Steelers just jumping back in, the Texans going from one of the worst teams to one of the best teams, and not only the best team, but best in almost their division. Only team that's not better than record-wise currently is the Jaguars. And let's be honest, because of this game here, they have almost solidified the fact that we won't have Patrick Mahomes in the AFC playoffs possibly. Really think about that, y'all. You name me a year that Patrick Mahomes has not went to the playoffs. He started for the Chiefs. Don't worry, I'll wait. I'll be waiting until I'm dead, though, because it's never happened. It's never happened. This is the first. And this game right here has showed and solidified that. And not only solidified it, but showed that the Texans can beat almost anything. They had that defense, vaunted D-line. Impressive, if not, honestly, a little underrated secondary. And linebackers that, well, they do their jobs. That offense can come up a little bit more. I'm telling you, man, Texans won't be scary. And just to see how far that AFC South has come from the beginning of the year to now, that's honestly anyone's division. Let's be real. Between the Jags, the Colts, them. Oh, sorry, not the Colts. Y'all just signed Phillip Rivers. I'm sorry. That's a wrap for y'all season. It is what it is. Y'all signed a granddad that still like need the icy hot every time he walk on that field. This is crazy. But hey, listen, Jags, Texans, it's going to be a great showdown to see the rest of this year, man. It's going to be a great one to see. So shout out to the Texans taking down the Chiefs. They did well at Patrick Mahomes out the playoffs possibly. Love it. Love it.
All right, I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at Mr. CEO. Talk to me, man. What was a game that you would like to highlight from this past week?
I'm gonna talk about this game, and a lot of people is gonna be like, "Why this game?" Right? Because not only was it a interesting game to see, a game that I did not expect it to be a 31-29 game, but it also helped another team out that they didn't even play it on Sunday, and that would be the Titans versus the Browns.
Woo!
That game was a good game. And you know why? Because we got to see the number one overall pick look kind of decent. We got to see the Titans defense buckle down in that game. We got to see Shador look kind of impressive in that game. The Titans wind up winning in that game, but it also helped the Giants, who obviously I don't want them to be good, but right now they hold the number one spot in the draft with a quarterback in place, with a running back in place, with a wide receiver in place. They have, if they keep that number one pick, they have the luxury of doing whatever they want. And you would like to see that with the Titans because the Titans have a lot of holes. The Giants, they can use that, and you know what I mean? So I thought it was a good game to kind of see the future of the NFL right there and see, you know, a draft pick. And it wasn't a bad game. You know, if it was a bad game, I'm like, who cares? It's just picks and stuff like that. And for some, I don't know why I wound up watching that game. I don't know why. I think that first slate of games was kind of trash, so I wound up just watching that game, I guess. And yeah, I liked what I seen. Shador had over 200 yards passing. You know, he looked like an NFL quarterback now instead of a guy that's just out there. Let me see.
More than 200.
Oh, I'm sorry. Shador had 364.
Thank you. I was about to say he had a little more than 200 now.
Speaking of
Three
Shador,
touchdowns.
Speaking of Shador, when it cleared the air, he was not wearing a thong. It was back taped.
Yes. Bro. Did y'all see when his brother asked him? That was hilarious.
It was.
Hey, bro.
No, Shiloh's a troll, man. You can't believe him, man. Shiloh is a troll, man.
Shiloh is funny, bro.
Shiloh is a troll. I love it, but it's like, dang, man, that's real brotherly love right there.
Shout out to yes.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, Tony Pollard went off in that game, which a lot of people were saying Tony Pollard ain't like that. He went off. You know, Shador had actually
on my bench.
Yeah, right. I mean, I'll be
on my.
Shador actually had 4 touchdowns. He had a rushing touchdown as well. So, you know, the boy Fontaine, who I seen at the Senior Bowl, and I was like, this dude's gonna be nice. I actually wanted the Eagles to get him late in the draft. He's looking like a tight end that not enough people are talking about in the NFL realms or fandom. And I guess just because he's playing with the Browns, but this team, bro, like Shador is making a strong case to be the starter next year. And I know the Browns, Titans, the Giants, and then I think it's like two or three other teams are in that first overall pick round. And you know the Browns probably would be the out of those teams, obviously would be the one that would get the quarterback. But they're gonna make a hard decision for the Browns if he continues to play like this. He got 4 more games. He got 4 more dress rehearsals to be like, hey, I'm the guy. Let's see what he does. Again, Titans, not the best team out there, whatever, and they didn't get the win. But, I mean, the Browns didn't get the win. But Shador played very, very well, and I can't put that on him for that game. So I thought that was an impressive game, and I like to see stuff like that. So, yeah, I agree.
I can be Coach real quick.
I'll make this real quick. It's Kevin Stefanski. If you keep your job this year, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no talking. There's no discussing. Shador is not your starter. You need to be fired before training camp hits, before the draft comes around, before the combine even leaks. Shador is not announced. If he wins out the next at least 2 to 3 of these games that's left over, there's no more talking. Stop disrespecting him. He came in and did.
Are you talking about moving forward? Period, because he's been
moving forward after the season is over. If he does well these next 4 games, period. There's no more conversation because everything that was said about Shador has been seen from Dylan Gabriel, not Shador. The unfortunate stuff outside of football, the unfortunate play when he's in there, the ability to not really win games and go through progressions, like everything that they said Shador was going to be, we have seen in Dylan Gabriel. And when Shador is in, we have seen a consummate professional and a quarterback that is trying and not just trying, but winning. Period. Stop playing with these fancy.
I think it's a great benchmark to be like, hey, we got a guy in here. Let's see what we got, and if it falls apart next year, it falls apart. But then you can build on it this year, build around Shador, and if it's not Shador, you get somebody else afterward. But I would say leave it, like, if Shador keeps playing the way he is, keep it how it is. Build around him, get him an offensive line, maybe another weapon. You know what I mean? Maybe 1 or 2 pieces on defense. Get some guys on free agency.
To the number 1 target. The Browns are set up nicely already. The line is not bad. They got 1 or 2 holes, but it's not a bad line. It has foundational pieces. They got a good running back in the backfield. They got 2 good tight ends. They have 2 and 3 number wide receivers, really. They needed number 1. They got Myles Garrett on the other side with 20 sacks with 4 games left.
I hope he breaks that record. I hope he breaks that record.
20 sacks with 4 games left, people. Please understand how crazy that sounds. I really hope people understand how crazy that is.
What he need? 3.5?
He needs 3.
You know what's crazy here?
3.
The person who set the record did it in 14 games. All right, listen. I'm gonna say
oh my god,
my highlight. I'm not saying that what
you're right.
It's still crazy. It don't matter. It's still crazy.
I'm just saying. But all right. Well, I won't say set the record because it was Strahan. But anyway, I will say this. My game for the week, I was torn. Do I go Bengals and the Bills because that was a phenomenal game? Had some implications, right? The Bengals was able to beat the Bills, right? What does that do for the Bills? And then what does it do for the morale and the momentum, right? Nobody wants to see Joe Burrow in the playoffs. I can tell you that right now. I don't care what's going on. You don't want to see Joe Shiesty in the playoffs. Then I thought to myself, okay.
They got 2% chance, bro. What are you talking about?
Say again?
They got 2% chance.
Now, after they lost, I'm saying if they'd have won, though, like who knows? Especially with the Ravens losing and the Steelers, regaining first place. So different things like that. Then speaking of that, I thought, do I talk about the Ravens and the Steelers and the fact that they keep flip-flopping for
they're doing rock paper scissors shoot to see who gets the first round next.
Literally, I'm saying, like, so do I talk about those teams? But I'm going to talk about the NFC. I'm going to talk about the Packers and the Bears.
Yeah.
That game was an absolute war, and that's what I like to see, right? It was playoff football in the regular season. Literally, both teams were, literally vying to take the number 1 seed in the division, the number 1 seed potentially in the conference overall. I'm like, this is what I want to see. I want to see football that is like there's something on the line, and obviously we don't see that until later in the season, but we're seeing it now. The Packers and the Bears, absolutely phenomenal. I love the fact that it came down to a defensive stop because, again, I'm a defensive guy, right? So I love the fact that Nixon's pick actually sealed the game. But I also love the fact that it was a situation where he just made a great play. It wasn't a situation where, like, Caleb Williams lost the game. It was like he made a great play. I mean, he's throwing it to an open, perceivably receiver, and Nixon makes a great play on the ball. It was absolutely phenomenal. I love the fact that Caleb Williams didn't go over 200 yards. That tells me defense was being played in that game. I love the fact that there wasn't a 100-yard rusher on either side of the football. That means defense was being played. I love the fact that Jordan Love didn't go over 300 yards and he threw an interception. That means defense was being played. I love that there was not a 100-yard receiver on either side. That means defense was being played. That means they were getting after this in this football game. I loved watching it. For me, that was the highlight game of the week. And it honestly, for me, it might have been, I should say, the catalyst to the Packers not only getting the 1 seed, but solidifying and stamping themselves as Super Bowl contenders, not just playoff contenders to make a run, but like, yo, we could actually go out and we can win this entire thing with the shakiness of what's going on with the Eagles on the offensive side of the football, with all the injuries that are taking.
Why you gonna mention that?
I'm just saying, with all the injuries that are taking place in Detroit, with the fact that we have this lead and different things like that, the injuries on the defensive side of the football with San Francisco, the fact that the Buccaneers literally just lost to the Saints, we could literally go out and win this entire thing, get to the Super Bowl, and then who knows? So for me, that was the highlight game of the week. It was absolutely phenomenal. I love seeing good football like that, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I do want to touch on something that was brought up, okay? And I'm gonna throw a curveball because this wasn't part of our topics, but I want to talk about it, okay? Because, ladies and gentlemen, obviously breaking news is Philip Rivers has been signed to the practice squad of the Indianapolis Colts. Philip Rivers has been signed to the practice squad of the Indianapolis Colts. If you don't know, Philip Rivers is 41 years. Excuse me. 41 years old.
Hi, I am the Colts owner. I am the Colts owner.
I want to know. I gotta know. Real quick, real briefly. What's your thoughts on the Colts bringing in a 44-year-old Philip Rivers to Brandon's point? You know, they didn't bring in Cam Newton. You know, they didn't make a call to Andrew Luck. Some said even Matt Ryan. I disagree with that. And I'll say this. I mean, he's 44. Colin Kaepernick's 38. I'm gonna be quiet. What are your thoughts? I'm gonna start with you, Mr. CEO. What are your thoughts? Because here's let's bring it full circle. Philip Rivers is not a scrub. He's never been a scrub. I think everybody here is a fan of Philip Rivers, especially the trash talk. He's a dog, all the different things. But he's 44 years old. He hasn't played in 2 seasons. So what are your thoughts on the Colts bringing in the veteran Philip Rivers as opposed to a younger quarterback, a who also has time in the NFL, or maybe even going practice squad and trying to scoop somebody off of practice? So what are your thoughts, Mr. CEO? Yeah.
What? that's my. I mean, it don't make sense at all. I mean, the last time we seen Philip Rivers in that Colts offense, he did not look well. He's 44 years old, coming off the couch. It screams desperate. It really screams desperate, bro. Like, what are we doing?
They are desperate.
I'd rather go in with the rookie. I mean, for real, Brandon. I mean, even for, it don't even make sense on Philip Rivers' end. Yeah, maybe he's itching to play. Okay, cool. But now you're jeopardizing your Hall of Fame career because now you're restarting the clock.
Hall of Fame.
Yes.
You think he's making it?
He's nominated this year. Not saying that he's gonna make it, because I understand why he wouldn't make. I personally, from my standpoint, he did very well with the Chargers, and it really depends. But now he's kicking it down 2 more years. I mean, sorry, I said 2. 5 more years. He's kicking it down 5 more years. He's restarting that clock. The longer you take for a guy that never won a Super Bowl, that never won a very significant games or amount of games, never won an MVP, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna make it that much harder. And just like how you reacted just now, saying he's a Hall of Famer, it's gonna make it that much harder now, because now you're going against guys that are going to be Hall of Famers. So why would you restart that clock? I mean, unless you really don't care about Hall of Fame for one season that you're probably not going to do that well on.
Okay, so I think he's looking at it from this standpoint. a twofold. First, let me address the Hall of Fame situation. Eli Manning is borderline. He wasn't even first ballot. He has 2 rings.
Correct.
He's borderline.
Correct.
Philip hasn't even sniffed a Super Bowl. Like, he don't know what it smells like.
That's what I'm
He don't know
saying.
what that air smells like. And we're talking about he's Hall of Fame. I'm sorry. I don't think the only way it increases is if he wins the Super Bowl. Like, that's the only way. I'll say, but the second thing I think he's thinking is, hey, man, like, I don't have to do much. We've got a Jonathan Taylor, a pretty good offensive line. We've got some solid weapons on the outside, and we've got a pretty good record already. If I can just come in and steady the ship and win some football games, who knows what happens in the playoffs, right? The Chiefs, they're not the powerhouse anymore. Our biggest threat right now, it looks like in our division, is the Texans. I mean, so it's like I don't know, because I don't think anybody's truly believing in the Jags. So it's just like I think he thinks like, hey, maybe we can get on this thing and get a run. You know what I'm saying? Stats. Listen, I understand, but stats. Here's 2 takes I'll say on the Hall of Fame. Okay? Number 1, you have to have been considered at least top 5 in your position for at least 5 years of your NFL career. That's number 1. That's the first criteria for me for the Hall of Fame. Number 2, we have to be able to for Hall of Fame, the story of football. If I can tell the story of football without mentioning your name, you're not Hall of Fame worthy, in my opinion. Those 2 criteria for me are things that I don't think people think. You can't tell the story of football without Peyton Manning. You can't tell the story of football without Tom Brady. You cannot tell the story of football without Barry Sanders. You gotta mention their names, right? Emmitt Smith. You can't tell the story of football without mentioning him. You can tell the story of football without mentioning Phillip Rivers, and nobody would be upset. So that's just it for me. Real quick to you, Coach, on your thoughts about Phillip Rivers with the Colts.
Love it.
Yeah. I think that says it all.
No.
Look.
Hope y'all can hear this sound right now.
I heard it.
So we all are on the same page. So we are all on the same page right now. Because the fact that they decided to go and hire Grandpa to be on the practice squad, to possibly be elevated, and even start in a game and play in a game at 44 when he hasn't played in 2 years. And he showed that his last 2 years, he needed to stop. There's no reason that he should be on a field. I honestly would have approved of them calling Andrew Luck or Mr. Patted on down Matt Ryan. I would have been better off with Cam. At least with Cam, we know he is still somewhat in shape. We at least know that he knows how to dissect the football. And you got to really think if we have any chance to win, if we're the Colts, you get big body Cam Newton, pair him with Jonathan Taylor, and you give him a reliable deep threat in Alex Pierce, a solid young tight end in Tyler Warren, and a reliable third down chain mover in Michael Pittman Jr. They had options. They decided to not.
Here's what I'll say. And I got real quick. I got to comment on Brandon's take here. There's no passing leader in the top 10 that's not in the Hall of Fame, minus Eli and current players. Okay. Guess what? All the top 10 in the in passing yards also have, except for Matt Ryan and Phillip Rivers. They all have a ring. All of them have a ring. And guess what? Matt Ryan has over Phillip Rivers, a Super Bowl appearance and an MVP. He don't have neither, nor did he come close to getting either.
I wasn't going to do this. So
also, let's look at these top 10. Tom Brady also NFL MVP. Drew Brees in the running for MVP. Didn't get one, but he's got a Super Bowl. Peyton Manning, multiple MVP.
He got 4,000 or 5,000 yard seasons. No other
multiple
quarterback has.
And Drew Brees, when he retired, was the all-time leader in passing yards and touchdowns. Brett Favre has an MVP, has a Super Bowl, and was when he retired was the all-time leader in passing yards and touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers has multiple MVPs and a Super Bowl. Ben Roethlisberger has multiple Super Bowls. Matthew Stafford has a Super Bowl, has multiple 5,000-yard seasons. Matt Ryan, again, like I said, MVP, Super Bowl appearance, top 10 in passing. Dan Marino, as he's been to the Super Bowl. Eli has 2. Elway, I'm sorry, he's not, in my opinion, Hall of Fame worthy. Stats ain't enough, because if stats was enough, Emmitt Smith would widely, in large part, be considered the greatest running back of all time. He's not. Why? Because stats don't matter that much. You got to put it out on the field. Okay? I'm going to go to CEO and then coach.
Okay. I had to do some research while you guys were talking. I was listening. But I had to do some research, right? Because the Hall of Fame is a thing. And Avery, I hear what you're saying with the Hall of Fame. But there has not been a Hall of Fame without a quarterback. There has not been one class without a quarterback. And the reason I'm saying this is because with Phillip Rivers was eligible this year. He was eligible this year. He was in there with Eli Manning, Drew Brees, and it was those 3. But listen to
both deserve more
than better. Correct. I agree. Both deserve it more than Phillip Rivers. Listen to the class though, because you gotta remember there's only 7 or 8 people that gets in. You have Frank Gore, Fred Teller, and he's on the edge. You got Larry Fitzgerald. You got Torrey Holt, who's been waiting. You got Steve Smith Jr., who's been waiting. You got Hines Ward, who's been waiting. You got Reggie Wayne, who's been waiting. You got Jason Witten right now. You got who's probably going to get in. You got Darren Woodson, who's been waiting. You got Earl Thomas, who's eligible now. You got Ronnie Harris, who's been waiting. You got Luke Kuechly, who's eligible now. You got Suggs, who's been waiting. You got Robert Mathis, who's been waiting. You got Joshua. Marshall Yonda. I'm not gonna name every single one because there's a lot of them more here that they've been waiting, bro. When he kicks it past, look who's next. Next year, Drew Brees. If you don't get in this year, you got Drew Brees again. You got Eli. If you don't get in this year, you got Tom Brady coming. So that means the other two.
Wait, and then right after him, Matt Ryan. And let's just say.
And you gotta remember, the same this year. Most likely, Aaron Rodgers is gonna retire.
I was just about.
He's gonna be in the same class as Drew Brees.
Aaron Rodgers.
No, sorry.
Let's not forget Matthew Stafford ain't no young chicken. He might decide to be like, all right, I'm good. Like, right now to me, the case for him getting in the Hall of Fame is slim to none. That's just me, Coach.
He's not a Hall of Famer. It's really that simple. And I'll be very short and clear to the point. We all know that Daniel Tomlinson is a Hall of Fame running back, yes?
Yes.
We all know Antonio Gates is a Hall of Fame tight end, yes?
Yes.
Do we credit them for being as successful as they are all due to Phillip Rivers?
No.
Cool. Do we feel like Phillip Rivers really could have won a Super Bowl in his time?
Absolutely.
I don't.
I do.
I've never seen him as nothing more than the little brother to the big guys, aka the Peyton Manning's little bro, the Ben Roethlisberger.
All right, listen,
and you being Brady, and that is my clear point.
You're being in a strong era of quarterbacks, and I get that.
Yeah,
but he had capabilities.
Let's not forget. Here's the reason I don't give him any slack. You had MVP LT on your team with a phenomenal offensive line and a top 10 defense. What happened?
A top 1 tight end.
What happened? Now Peyton Manning in his career has two times had a top 10 defense. You want to know when they were? In Denver.
Broncos.
Yep. He never had a top 10 defense on the Colts and won a Super Bowl with the Colts. I'm sorry. He absolutely could have won a Super Bowl during his time. The unfortunate part is he just wasn't better than Ben Roethlisberger, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and whoever else won Super Bowls during this time. And again, this is not to take away from the legacy of Philip Rivers. Is an absolute dog. You want him on your team. This dude is a trash talker. He gonna get the ball. He gonna spread the ball around. He gonna make the right decision.
It was ugly.
All the things.
Again, Avery, you're hitting all of the key points. I love it. But again,
not Hall of Fame.
He is the little brother to Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, and I say little brother because I never believed that even though he can put up a fight, he couldn't win the big game when it counted. It's not that he couldn't do it. It's not that he didn't have pieces around him.
Correct me if I'm wrong. He's never been to an AFC Championship game either.
I think he's been to one, but he can't win to the big game. I think. Don't misquote me, but I think. And honestly, sorry, it's not happening.
Peyton did not have happening. Name what season Peyton had a top 10 defense in Indy. I'm not talking about Denver, in Indy. And Tom, the first 3 years, yes, he had a top 10 defense. The second Super Bowl, he had the number 10 defense. So they were right on the borderline. Aaron, I'm not giving.
No, that was his one Super Bowl run he got. He had a top 10 defense.
In the Super Bowl that Aaron won, he had a top 10 defense. And then Ben, obviously, of course. But so did Philip Rivers. He had a top 10 defense multiple years of his career. He had LT. He had Vincent Jackson. He had Antonio Gates, Lorenzo Neal, a great.
I wasn't even going to mention Vincent Jackson because people don't understand who he really was.
How much My boy's a beast.
I just went straight Hall of Famers because I know the first always thing they say is, well, Peyton Manning had 2 Hall of Fame wide receivers, and he had Edgerrin James.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Hey, that's nice, but he also got a ring with them.
That's crazy. And then during this whole discussion, none of us talked about Ben Roethlisberger.
I did. I said
we don't like him.
We don't.
I'm not giving him credit.
Yes,
but he's gonna get in, bro.
Sorry. Anywho, all right. My take on the Philip Rivers signing. I'll start with one. I love Philip Rivers. I think he's one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time. He's one of my favorite football players of all time. Because of his attitude, because of his approach to the game, because of the fact that he was always professional, because of the fact that nobody ever looked at him like, man, I can't stand this guy other than competitors. And even with that, it was just like, yo, he's just such a competitor. He's gonna talk trash. He's gonna get at you. You know what I mean? But he also understood the game within the game and also understood respect. If I'm gonna talk trash, I'm gonna come to you after the game and be like, hey, bro, I hope you know this was football banter. He never got disrespectful. I love Philip Rivers. I wonder what he has in the tank. I do. We'll see. But I do believe that there are other phone calls that could have been made. Do I think that they should have called Cam over Philip Rivers? Probably not. And the reason why is decision making. I think Cam is a phenomenal football player, but I don't know if he's making decisions because Cam still has a chip on his shoulder to prove that he's a starting quarterback. Philip Rivers knows what he's coming in, what he's being brought in to do. Steady the top. Cam wants to, you know what I'm saying? Even with Colin Kaepernick, right? And I joked about that. I think it's a situation where Colin would come in and be like, I got something to prove. You don't need that right now if you're the coach. You need somebody to come in and stem the top. Steady the ship. The season isn't lost, but it's pretty much like we don't know anymore. We lost our starting quarterback. It's it's really going to be an uphill battle from here on out, right? So let's bring in a guy who kind of knows the system, knows the area, knows the players. He's been in the locker room, and he's respected. Let's see if we can do a little something here. I think that outside of, again, Matt Ryan, I think this is the right signing. And the reason I don't agree with Matt Ryan being the guy because Matt Ryan has been on tape saying there were moments when my brain would tell my body what to do. I felt like my body was doing it, and it was not happening. He's cooked. Like, he's like letting you know, like, my body is not responding in the way that I believed it should or was happening. So, yeah, no, we're not calling that guy. Let's call the guy who, again, we was there. You know what I mean? The tank is empty. They're the ones that need.
For real.
Hey, yo.
I don't know. We gotta figure out something. She gotta
funny.
get in there, man.
Bro,
She can't be dropping.
Funny.
She can't be dropping gems like this and not trying to talk.
Funny.
Bro,
now, here's what I will say, and I'll end this, and then I'll go back to you, Mr. CEO. I understand why we didn't, but I would have loved for the Falcons to have traded Kirk Cousins to the Colts for this very reason. Obviously, we're past the deadline and everything like that. I understand why we didn't, and we see that it actually worked out for us because Michael Penix ended up going out for the year. All of the different things, right? And you can't replace a premier quarterback. I would have loved to see that happen, or I would have loved to see Mac Jones get an opportunity in that system at the trade deadline. Like, hey, man, listen, come on down, because they're still going with Brock Purdy. They just paid him, right? So I would have loved to see that, but unfortunately, it's going to go to none other than Phillip Rivers. Mr. CEO, last word.
All right, last word real quick, guys.
Hey,
I'm gonna pull up some.
Brandon, you drunk?
Oh yeah, that's probably easy. That's crazy.
You're not grandpa over Tanner.
That's crazy. Grandpa over 10 is crazy. No, I'm gonna put out because I like to do research while y'all talking, and I'm listening and stuff like that. I'm gonna put out some research real quick to kind of help Avery's argument, but I still disagree because of one player. And the reason why I say this too is because remember, again, Phillip Rivers been getting off the couch for 2 years, older guy, and he got that funky throw. If he didn't have that funky throw and he had that like tight, nice spiral like going like this, I understand. But he already got that funky throw, and he's an older guy. He gonna pull something, man. I'm scared he might pull something. But listen to the quarterback free agents right now, because you can't trade right now, obviously, unless somebody drops somebody. But who won't pay? This guy. We got Nate Sudfeld, Tanner Heineke, Clayton Tune, Dorian Thomas Robinson, Nick Boyle, Bryce Perkins, Logan Woodside. I don't even know who Logan Woodside is.
What?
No, I don't know Logan. I don't know who that is at all. And one guy that you could possibly bring in, and Avery, you're gonna hate this. Desmond Ritter.
Ooh.
Desmond Ritter.
Ooh.
He has experience.
Ooh.
He was solid.
I'm gonna put
Not
a name
great.
out. I'm gonna put a name out that I think they probably could have called. Two names actually. I think they could have called.
Nathaniel Hackett. You should have just brought him.
No, I'm being honest here. Okay, so number one, Andy Dalton. I think that could have been a call that you could have made.
He's still in Boston, though.
I know. Is he?
Yeah, he's still on the Panthers, I believe.
Oh, okay. And then the other is Ryan Tannehill. I don't know if he's still on the roster or not, but I believe the last time I checked, he was a free agent. Another guy who
he's still on Panthers. He's still on Panthers.
What about can you check Ryan Tannehill, because that's a guy who's similar to an Daniel Jones, where it's like he's kind of mobile. He can make the passes. He make the throws. Got some athleticism to him. Or
he's a free agent.
And hear me out here, and then we'll move on.
Yes.
Bail Mark Sanchez out and go get him. Anyway, we're going to move on to our next. See, Tannehill, I'm saying Tannehill could have been the guy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we're going to move on to our last topic here, and sorry to do this to you, Coach. But hey man, what's a catch in the NFL, man? What's a catch? What's a touchdown, man? Like I mean, what happened? Yeah, I'm talking about. Like I don't know what's going on. If you don't know what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, in the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Baltimore Ravens football game, mind you, the Ravens were at home. Lamar Jackson throws a what looked to be, what seemed to be, what in many people's eyes should have been a a touchdown to Isaiah Likely that puts Baltimore in the lead late in a division game, fighting for first place, fighting for playoff seeding, all of the things. Isaiah Likely goes up, catches the ball with two hands, comes down, 1 foot down, 2 foot down. As he's preparing to put the third foot down, he gets hit in the elbow, ball comes out. Originally called a touchdown on the field, but after official review, is then reversed. Now, I know what many people are thinking.
No, I'm not letting slander happen. There was no official review whatsoever on this play. I'm sorry, Avery. Listen, what we're not going to do is
wait. Hold on. I gotta give context. I gotta give context because the reality is here. If this was a sideline toe tapping catch, 1 foot down, 2 foot down, we're considering it a catch. It's in the end zone, 1 foot down, 2 foot down. And what was explained was he did not make a football move. So there's 3 elements to a catch. You have to catch the football, maintain control, have 2 feet in bounds, survive the ground, and or make a move relevant to football. What's told is that that third foot would have been the move. I have my thoughts on this, but again, if it was a sideline toe tapping catch, they're not saying that you have to make a football move. So, with that being said, and I need you to hold your tongue here, Coach, because I want to go to Mr. CEO first. What are your thoughts on that ruling? How do you feel about what took place?
All right. First of all, I want to preface this. It's my boy, Isaiah Likely. We got to interview him. So he's saying, my boy, Isaiah Likely. That's my boy. And they keep doing him dirty. This is like the second year in a row, I think, something like that happens to him. But I will say this. It's hard for me because, and I'm not trying to make this a bias thing. I'm really not. It's hard for me because, one, the rule is the rule. And the rule says a football move include a third step. But any human that will watch that will be like, that's a touchdown. And I'm gonna say it's a touchdown because he grabbed the ball firmly, held it out, took 1, took 2, the third foot was that close to touching, and he get knocked out. It's hard to go against the rules, but humanly looking at it, it's like that shit. I personally wouldn't overturn that. Personally, I personally wouldn't overturn that. But again, the rules is a catch is 2 feet in and a football move. Now, for me, I think that him putting his arm out like this, firmly on the ball, was a football move in my eye, even though the third foot didn't get down. And I just think that you can't necessarily go in it and be like, I think that should be a touchdown. Because me personally think that should be a touchdown. But the rule of the land, of the rules of the land, of the land, of the rules says it's not a touchdown. and I know I'm pissing off Braxton right now, but the rule is, are you is that a yellow flag? The rule is, it's not a touchdown. As much as I hate to say it because in my eyes it's technically not a touchdown. I can't.
Here's my thoughts because I'm gonna give you the floor last, Coach, because I know you got a lot to say about this and you're gonna be very emotional. So I'll go here. I agree that it should have been a touchdown, and here's the reason why I believe that it should have been a touchdown. I believe that we need to change the rules in the end zone. Here's why I say that. When you make a sideline catch, you catch 2 feet down. As if you don't go to the ground, it's considered a catch automatically, as long as you have control, right? If you go to the ground, then you have to maintain control, all those things. But if you don't go to the ground, it's considered a catch. But that's in the field of play, though. So, but also in the field of play, if I catch the ball in the middle of the field, 2 feet down, and then I get hit and the ball comes out, it's considered not a catch. So you have you're moving the goalpost in the field of play. One's on the sideline, one's in the middle of the field, but they're both in the field of play. Why don't we have different rules for the end zone? Here's the other part. Why would I make a football move in the end zone? I'm in the end zone. What's the point of me making a move? I caught the ball. I came down. What move do I need to make? I don't have to break a tackle. I'm not avoiding any more defenders. I'm not doing this. It's not open field. It's not the open field. It's not the field of play. It's the end zone. The play should be over. I'm expecting a whistle. That's why I'm not.
Oh my God! Even the ref say, "Oh, just keep that."
That's why I'm not making I'm holding the ball away from the defender just to make sure I got it secure. 1, 2. I'm okay. Now I let up. Of course, the ball might come out in that 1, 2, because I'm right. Mm-hmm. So for me, I'm not sure where we get off with moving the goalpost on this play in this regard, and especially with in the end zone. Because let's say he caught this on the sideline in the end zone, got 2 feet down, and then as he's out of the ball comes out, but he doesn't touch the ground.
No,
you would have called it a catch because he didn't have to survive the ground. And you would have called it a catch because there's no possibility of making a football move. Why is the sideline different from the entirety of the I'm sorry. It doesn't make sense to me. I do believe that the NFL has to get this right. That is a catch.
The difference is, and I agree, this is catch rules, and I'm just playing devil advocate with the rules.
I understand, and by the rule, they got it right. So I'm not coming at the officiating crew, but I'm saying that the rules need to change. I'm not saying
the difference, but look, the difference of what you're saying is, if it was going out of bounds, he has to establish that he's in bounds. That's one. Right. 2, he's not going to the ground on this play. He is standing up, took 2 steps, and I think the personal for me is the football move is him going like this, because he made as soon as he made that second step right there, right? He moved the ball again right before that third step almost went. Him moving the ball was a football step to me. And he's standing up. It's not like he falls to the ground. It's like it just went out like as soon as he fell. No, he's standing up. And you know what I'm saying? This is a catch. Rules wise, you're right. The rules are the rules. It happened. It's not a catch in rule term. And you can't change the rule to make this better. But that's a catch.
Hey, look, I'm gonna just say it like this. And I'll go to Coach. And we get widescreen. I'm gonna say this. Dez called it.
Not the Dez
Calvin called it. likely call it. Coach, you have the floor, sir.
Gotta give him the solo cam.
All right, so thank you, baby. Thank you. I'm doing a great job. But I'm going to
Yeah, he was definitely putting that drum
I
in.
want y'all to see me, but I can't let y'all hear me because we do want people to come back and hear this.
Oh yo, we need a beat button.
Oh God!
All right.
Oh man, that's funny.
Let me make this the nice way now that I got that out.
Oh God.
My points actually stem a lot like Avery. The fact that y'all move the goalpost so much when it comes to what are they catching, what is not a catch. Whether it's in the field and they play end zone, whether it's in the field of play. At this point, I truly do not understand what the NFL thinks a actual catch is. Des Bryant honestly caught the ball, in my opinion. You want to say the ground caused him to lose control and he has to survive the ground. Cool. You got to hold on. You can't fumble it even if you go to the ground. As they restated, he did not go to the ground whatsoever. If we're talking about something that happens very, very often in this league, which is a quarterback sneak, a 1 yard run. If the person with full firm control puts the ball over the end zone line, that is a touchdown. I have witnessed people pointed out. It crossed. It's a touchdown. Even if a defender has hit the ball out, it is a touchdown. We have seen in even the Super Bowl, one of the biggest games of the entire year, over the shoulder catch in the end zone, 2 toes in. But that's a catch. Yep. But we've also seen likely 1 big toe away from having a catch. We have seen people catch the ball but can't survive the ground. So I'm just trying to figure out what is an actual catch. Because if 2 feet in with possession in the end zone is not a catch, then the NFL needs to honestly update the rule and make it final. Because at this point, there's no real consistency that I'm seeing. Yep. And that consistency is what is really hurting the game now. There's no reason that a game that is a division game on the line for the number 1 person in your division and a rivalry game that is dated back 20 to 30 years is being determined
longer than that.
But a ref overturning a call that was called on the field without any actual review. Because I watched that game live. The call was made on the field.
You said
and
this.
Before anyone went to any playback reviews, instant replays, or anything else, the call was taken back, and they said, and I quote, due to the fact that he did not make a football move in the end zone, or a third step as it will be, he did not have full control and actually make the catch. It does not make sense when the only thing that I've witnessed is people diving in and hitting a pylon, losing control of a football, and still getting it called a touchdown. NFL, please make this make sense. Because right now it looks like you just want who you want. And if you're going to make this a storyline, don't keep me involved. Take my team out of it. This is ridiculous.
Hey, I gotta jump in here. Because you just said something that I want to touch on. Okay. And I need the full screen. Not me solo, but I need at least all 3 of us on the screen when I say this. Because I need y'all to understand the seriousness of what I'm about to say. Coach, you said it seems like y'all just want who y'all want. I believe, and this may be a hot take, a conspiracy. I believe the NFL does not want Lamar Jackson to win the Super Bowl.
I got the script right here. I got the script.
I believe
They
the
can't.
NFL.
If they
I
let Lamar
believe.
Jackson win
I
the Super Bowl,
believe
it will confirm everything that they told that is not good about the
exactly,
NFL.
and I believe that they do not want him to win the Super Bowl, and here's why. And if they do, I think they don't want it to be a situation where
They
he
don't
wins
want it to be
multiple.
his way.
I just don't think they want it to be multiple. And here's the reality: I don't find it coincidental that this is not called a catch. The year that Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs probably get bounced out, who were the biggest threat every year to the Ravens. The year that the Buffalo Bills have been shaky, getting beaten by teams like the Falcons, who also get beat by the Panthers 30-0. I don't find it coincidental that the Baltimore Ravens then get this call in Aaron Rodgers last year. I'm just saying, it seems like, and let's call it spade a spade, ladies and gentlemen. I think that
no ball.
That's listen. I'm hey, listen. I'm gonna just call a spade and say the reality is, I think, and I'm trying to be politically correct here. I'll say it this way: the NFL is not considered a sports league. It's considered an entertainment company. That's the reason you're able to bet on it. I say that to say, I mean, I just it makes you then question things like scripts and things like, the fact that they are manufacturing certain things. And we've seen, even in the NBA, refs admitting to betting on games and calling the games differently for Michael Jordan and Allen Iverson and different players like so. And then we saw last season, or at the beginning before this season, many refs get fired for how they were calling the Chiefs games. I'm not saying that it puts the integrity of the league in question. I'm saying that I can see how the integrity of the league gets questioned when stuff like this happens.
And I'm gonna finish my thought with this. Baby, you know ball. But this is happening, and it is a cycle. And it's a cycle that has honestly not been broken, and it doesn't seem to be broken for a while. Because Michael Vick, he got arrested. But if he was able to do and continue to grow like he was, there was not honestly anybody that was going to stop him. Lamar Jackson would still be trying to catch his records, if that was the case. Let's start there. Second, Cam Newton was never able to get a real full team offensively and defensively around him. Cool. Who did he drag to that Super Bowl with him? Let's be real. Let's really get it real. Offensively and defensively, he had an amazing defense. But he was that offense. Period.
Greg Olsen, the running backs, and Stewart and what's his name?
D'Angelo
Williams. Right, so Stewart and Tolbert is now running backs that we're gonna talk about like they're really good. They were solid, but they're not really, really good. I'm sorry.
As a tandem,
not at that stage.
Individually, you're right. As a tandem, it was reckoning leagues, bro, for years. Again. Until they started getting injured. As a tandem, it was reckoning leagues.
At the time when they went to that Super Bowl, that's what we're talking about. I'm talking about before. I'm talking about that year alone.
Yes.
That's it. And again, I want to clarify. They were good, but they were not great. That make them that's a little bit better for y'all, so y'all understand what I mean. They were not great. They were good. They were not great. Very simple. Now Lamar is going through this same cycle. And if you really want to think about it, they do like running quarterbacks. They just can't look like me or you. And when the one running quarterback did win a Super Bowl recently, it wasn't because he was running the ball. It's because he was handing it off. And that defense gave no other option.
I'll push back a little bit. I don't think it has any necessarily things to do with skin color. I think it has more to do with representation. What does Lamar represent? He's on the field with a grill in his mouth, gold chains on. His hair is braided up. He's swaggy. He don't like to talk to the media. He all these different things, right? Big trust. He got slang. He talks in slurs and all of the different things, right? I think it's more representation than it's skin color because you don't see those things from Jalen Hurts. Everything is clean cut. Hold on. He cut his locks off before he got to the NFL. He looks more professional with a low cut, right? He's clean cut. He doesn't wear the gold chains on the field. He doesn't have a grill in his mouth. Patrick Mahomes doesn't have gold chains and different things, grills in his mouth and different things like that. So yeah, they're winning, Super Bowl. Nobody says anything, right? But Lamar represents something. He represents us. I got gold. Hold on. I got gold.
Lamar's there.
And he's in Baltimore. The inner city.
But for Baltimore.
You know what I'm saying? Like legit. The inner city represents, and he stays in the inner city. He goes there. He really be in the hood. I'm not saying that
in the trenches.
You know what I'm saying? And this is not to say this is not to say that Jalen or Patrick is not for the culture, a part of the culture, none of those things. Especially I don't believe that to be the case with Jalen. But it is to say that Lamar is showing it consistently. Like, I'm in the trenches, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still making $40 million a year, and I'm out here doing the daggone thing, and I got my grilling, and I got my chains on, and I think it's more about what he represents more than it is a skin color thing. Though skin color matters.
Oh,
right?
no. Let me clarify.
Because we see Jackson Dart, he got chains on. Nobody's batting an eye. You know what I'm saying? But I think, like I said, what it represents for people who look like us. So that's
cool. I get that, but that's what I mean by they don't look like us. Because when you look at me, you might see a professional, but underneath of this professionalism, there is a guy that's from the trenches. There is a guy that talks slang. There is a guy that knows how to cuss. There is a guy that knows how to handle.
It's code switching.
And that's my point. The guys that they like don't have to code switch when they're in public. They are that person, and they have been accepted by people that's not like us. But they are not for us, and they don't really look like us.
Yeah.
Gus. He's that guy from the suburbs that went to the nice private school, that had a good life growing up. He's not like us. Jalen Hurts, a little bit closer to us, for sure. But he's still not like us. He might be behind closed doors, but he don't show it. And honestly, cool. You do what you got to do. But Lamar is like us. He showed that he's like us. He's always down for us. And he is doing it his way, and they don't like that. Because they don't say the same thing when Josh Allen runs for 80 touchdowns and fumbles the ball and throws all these picks now. They don't say that for Jackson Dart. They say, oh, no, you don't want to get hurt. Don't run the ball.
I don't want to. I don't want to belabor the point. I agree with you. I'll end it with this. And that is, I believe that you hit the nail on the head when you said Lamar Jackson is the Allen Iverson of the NFL. Like, I think that pretty much sums it up. And with that being said, we're going to jump into our last thing. I'm going to skip the Thursday night football preview, ladies and gentlemen, just because we've been on pretty good amount of time. I don't want this to be a 2-hour podcast or anything like that. So I'm going to just tell you, hey, man, go watch the Falcons and the Buccaneers game tomorrow on Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime if you want to. I mean, it's going to be a blowout, but whatever. Go ahead. It's not gonna be good. Go watch the Falcons lose another football game, and then Raheem Morris look up at the monitor, chew his gum, and then say, "Hey, we got to find a way." But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to see, do you guys have any hot takes that you want to drop on the people in the building today before we close it out?
So
you don't have to have hot takes.
Hey, you want one or you want two for y'all?
Give me one for you and one for coach, and one for CEO. Excuse me.
Okay. All right. Then I'm gonna go with one that may be a little more unexpected, but also one that, if it happens, hey, it happens. Chargers win by 3 scores. Oh, and guess who they play, everybody?
The Kansas City Chiefs. At home.
3 scores. Chargers beat the Chiefs.
All right.
They feel on a roll. Justin Herbert is starting to feel a little bit better every week with that messed up non-dominant hand. And hey, we see that defense knows how to play. Comes to play.
All right.
So there you go.
Hot take. You ready?
Ooh, okay, Brandon. I see you. All right. Come on, CEO.
Hot take. The Buffalo Bills will not make the playoffs.
Who?
The Buffalo Bills will not make the playoffs.
You didn't take a shot of that 1800.
Yeah, I might have.
Let's see. Let me have to make sure. Oh.
I think that the Colts are right there. The Bills, and the Colts are. The Colts. I'm not saying Philip Rivers is going to be good. I'm not saying that, but they have a reliable quarterback that's not going to make defensive necessarily just go all out on Taylor. And I think Taylor is going to be the catalyst of that offense. And they're going to have Philip Rivers just be smart, protect the ball, get the ball out to his receivers to spell the running. But I still think the Colts are going to make it in. The Bills are going to not be in. It's going to be the Colts, the Texans, the Chargers, the Steelers, the Jags, the Patriots, and the Broncos within the.
All right. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to drop my hot take, and it's very, very simple. It's not playoff implication or anything. Well, I guess it may have some playoff implications, but the Jets beat the Jaguars by 2 scores. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. The Jets are going to beat the Jaguars in the Jaguars Stadium by 2 scores. Yes, it's going
to. Wait, they hired Rex Ryan back?
Believe it,
Mark Sanchez?
Gentlemen, y'all heard it.
Can't read this
first.
Pro Marty on the other side?
Y'all heard it here first. Jets over the Jaguars. They're coming off the high of beating the Colts, and they're going to be lackadaisical against them Jets, and the Jets going to put belts to booties, if you know what I'm talking about.
Wait, did Sauce Gardner come back?
They're going to be on them jokers, you know what I'm saying? But, ladies and gentlemen,
I can't wait to get her back on next week.
No, that's what it is.
Fitzpatrick is back playing for us.
Josh McCown got to be back at quarterback. That's what it got to be.
Truly appreciate each of you jumping in.
For all of them guys, right?
We truly appreciate you guys jumping in. Thank you for leaving your comments. Thank you for everybody who's in the chat. Do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and scan that QR code down there at the bottom of the screen. Go to our YouTube channel, like and subscribe, and turn on your notification button. That way you'll know when we're live, and you can get your comments dropped in here live with us like you saw tonight. Also, check out the website, www.insidetheashes.com, and please follow us on all your social media platforms. Listen, man, it's been an absolutely amazing show. For the CEO, Mr. Jerome Jones, for Coach Braxton, my name is Avery Collins. Again, this is the Air It Out Podcast, brought to you by Inside the Hashes. And the reality is,
go ahead. Can
Philip
Jalen
Rivers only
Hurts
patting that ball.
stop patting the ball? Like I need Jalen Hurts to stop patting that ball, bro. Like he was
Wait.
double clutch. No, he wasn't patting the ball. He was double clutching.
Exactly.
Double clutching. He was not double clutching.
Tell Lamar to stop double
Stop
clutching
double
because he
clutching,
double
man.
clutched you. He
Double
got
Clutching like
I don't
I
know.
don't know what I'm
If
gonna
you
do,
would-
and then
I'm
throwing
not
these
saying about it.
interceptions.
It's
Like,
like
you
that.
know what I mean?
If you think about it,
Figure this. But you know,
I
Philip Rivers
truly
gonna have
believe-
to pat behind that line. He gonna have the little pat every time.
but
Philip
I
Rivers.
believe that
Just
the
saying.
reason Philip Rivers got the call over Matt Ryan is because he doesn't pass. He actually is
he do be patting the ball too, but he do got that ugly swing though. I understand what you're
It's
saying,
not,
bro. It's
he's
like
not able
it's
to
an ugly
actually pat the
swing.
football
It's
because
not really patting the
it's
ball.
like-
It's not
because
double
of the ugly
clutching. It's just
throw,
like
he's not
take your
actually
arm,
able
reach
to
your
actually
elbow
pat
type of shit. You know what I mean?
So
Like,
because
you
of
know how
that,
it is.
I think
Like
it's
it's
You get
always
it? You get it?
not
Yeah,
able to
it's
actually
always
pat
something.